one of the reasons I always say that I actually got interested in podcasting aside from just starting with a friend of mine is because a few years back I was just watching TV and it was actually Canadian TV, French Canadian TV, and I was like, wait a minute, there's no one here that looks like me.
Right.
And then as I started doing the podcasting, I realized that, and a lot of people have told me that are podcasting themselves that I was kind of like what's the word? I pushed them to get into podcasting.
How long ago did you start podcasting?
I'd say 3-4 years ago.
Oh, dope.
How important do you think it is to be not necessarily a role model, but like to have representation in photography of black men or black people?
In terms of people taking the pictures or people
taking the pictures? Taking the pictures.
I would say it's super important to tell our own stories and to control the narrative of what's being told about us. So whether it be, the thing about podcasting, which is beautiful, is that you are now your own radio host, controlling the media you put out, good or bad. So if something happens and you want to speak on it, you now have an outlet. Whereas these outlets were reserved only to, like, you know, Mix 96 radio or whatever station, and they can, and, you know, NPR and stuff like that. And then they would just be like, you know, today there's a crime that raised in the black neighborhoods, and they can speak whatever they want. Like, there's no other story you can hear because it's coming from one space. So just like in photography, I feel like if you have white photographers telling stories of black and brown people, they may not understand the nuance or the culture or even the regard of what they're capturing. They know what lighting is. They know what the perfect example is. Whenever you see images, the images that come out of Haiti, generally the photographers that are capturing Haiti are white photographers. And the first thing that they're doing is showing you how destroyed, destitute, disenfranchised the people are of that country. Whereas a black photographer going to Haiti may have a different level of empathy towards their subject and decide, you know what, on this particular instance, I'm going to capture, you know, the well-to-do, the affluent, the happy people of Haiti.
Or it could be the same picture, but with a different eye.
Different eye, different spin, different angle.
Yeah.
So if you want to tell better stories, don't do, you know, what the industry calls the flyovers, like, you know, fly somebody over to a country to capture something. Hire people that are on the ground that would have not only a better understanding of the people they're capturing, but they're obviously part of the community of what they're capturing. You know what I'm saying? You try and tell me there's no Haitian photographers with cameras. Maybe there aren't, but you're trying to tell me there aren't any Haitian photographers with cameras that live in Haiti that can capture its beauty. You know, La Perle des Antilles is not a word that was a sentiment that was just invented. It's because it's true, which means it must be beauty, you know, living within those mountains, right? So it's important to have representation. It's important to tell our own stories. It's important to have our gaze on what we deem as beautiful. You know, we're not going to look for angles to make our characteristically broad noses look smaller. You know, we'll embrace that with all of its glory. You know what I mean? We're gonna embrace our natural hair. You know, embrace the shine in our skin. You know, that's what telling your own stories is all about. You know, can I shoot a white person? Of course, but there's no such thing. But how could I miss white culture? There's no such thing as white culture.
But the thing is,
you know what I'm saying?
we're in we're in a white world, good or bad, like it or hate it. We're in a white world. They're not in a black world,
right?
Yeah.
And you know what? One of my biggest pet peeves, though, is how black people in communities don't like to give each other access to other black photographers and storytellers.
What do you mean?
When you watch Vice or Noisy, it's always these white guys. Some of them are really like outside of the culture or goofy white guys who get access to go to deep South Atlanta, to go to the trap and document, or go to Jamaica and go, you know, to the gully side and get all of this footage showing us. And I feel like if I were to pick up a camera and decide to go to Jamaica or go to Chicago in the neighborhoods where there's a lot of gun violence and go places, I am now seen as an op or threat.
Yeah, I get what you
or
mean.
as somebody who is working undercover for the cops, who is trying to meddle in said, you know, affairs. So they won't give me the access or the regard that's required for us to tell better stories because I'm not from there. Whereas a white guy doesn't have to be from there. They would open up their arms because they feel like, you ever see like gang stories and it's like these guys are so happy to talk because they feel like I'm gonna be a star, I'm gonna be on CNN.
Yeah.
They don't think we have the outlet to be on CNN, so they're not giving us that story. You know what I'm saying? I've seen photographer friends, peers in Detroit, all these places with dudes pulling out guns and doing stuff. Oh, there's one dude, Volandez, he just did like a story on Detroit gun ownership and stuff like that, which was
where was that presented?
I think he did it on YouTube. It was his own thing, but I'm saying is he's from there, so he has access to that. But I'm saying is I couldn't just roll up there. And to be like, yo, I want to tell a story about this. I would be, you know, I've seen white photographers in Jamaica with the Yardies, with the Rastas in the mountains, you know, taping the whole, documenting the whole culture of marijuana and spirituality. How come there's no black photographers that be able to tell that story? Or how come they? So I really feel I really feel that we have to be more inviting to our own people and not look at us as a threat. You know, I had an instance where I had an opportunity to photograph, to take a portrait, I guess, of I would say a very, currently very high profile artist, and he wouldn't look at me. He wouldn't raise his face to give me the gaze that I was looking for. I felt like he felt like I was gonna profit off of this image, so why give it to me? I have speculations, but that's how I felt. I feel like if I was a white photographer, he would have been like, okay, he would give me all the looks, not thinking about where it can go. It's psychological, right? Definitely, it's psychological. It's by design that we were raised to in a system of divide and conquer. So I felt like he was kind of like, yeah, I'm not gonna give this guy a look right now. I'm not trying to make this guy, you know, pop off of my image. The reality is, like, I wasn't here to pop off of your image. I was just trying to capture something of you, but he wouldn't look at me. And I've heard that before from other people, of other artists, and I've also witnessed it. Like they would light up bright for white people or fans, be like, yeah. But to us, they think that we're just trying to like build. Oh no, this guy's just trying to build with me and stuff like that.
Feel like they won't get anything from it.
And I get it too, because there's a lot of corny people out there who are going to meet with you and just like, yo, I want to pitch you an idea and just talk your ear off, and you don't want any of that static. But I'm a creative man.